Okay, so if you can hear me, can somebody just put it in the chat box if you're able to hear me okay? And if everything is working, you can see the slides, let me know in the chat box so that I know we are good to go. Okay, welcome back to day 3 of the Stand Out Teacher Bootcamp. And let me just check here that everything is working. Okay, thanks, Tembeka. Thanks, Kesha. Okay, we are good to go. Well, let me just let the last people in here quickly. There we go. Okay, so we are already on day 3. I can't believe it. It's gone so fast. So let's get going. We're looking tonight at how to build an online teaching application that gets interviews. Okay, so that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we actually build our application so that we actually get the interview. So it's no point just doing application after application and then you don't end up getting the interview. So that's what we're after. We wanted to make sure that you guys get your actual interviews. Okay, so you've made it to day 3. Yay. Well done, everybody. For those of you that have been here every day. So if you've been live for all 3 days, let me know in the chat box who's been here for all 3 days. And well done to all of you. For those of you that have watched, I know some of you have watched the replays, and some of you have been for maybe day 1 or day 2. Okay, so let me know in the comments who's been here for all 3 days. And well done to you guys. Let's see. So Nearly says all 3 days. So Sunday, all 3 days. Marissa watched the replay and the other days. Tembeka's all 3 days. Wandele, all 3 days. Good job. Okay, so like quite a few of you have been here for all 3 days. So well done to you and for sticking it out. Because often we start something and then like we don't get to finish doing what it is. So well done to all of you that have made the effort to turn up every day. And for those watching the replay, well done to you guys as well for watching the replay and getting through all 3 days. Okay, so learning is great and taking action actually changes our lives. Okay, so sometimes it's great. We learn all these things, but it's actually taking what we've learned and putting it into action. That's the thing that's going to make the difference to us. And that's the thing that we're trying to create. Marissa says, must make this work. I have to. Okay, that's it. Okay, so you've got to put that action into place. So let's go. For those of you that have been here, I think all of you have attended some of them, and some of you have been here all 3 days. What's been your biggest takeaways from the bootcamp so far? What's been your biggest takeaway from day 1 and day 2? What have you learned? What has been your aha moment or your biggest takeaway? Let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments too. What has been your biggest takeaway from this bootcamp so far? Have a correct CV to hook the job. Okay, good. Not a long South African CV. Okay. Anyone else? Consistency. Yes, exactly. More capable than what I thought, and I need to believe in myself more. Nice, Keisha, I like that. Susanda being consistent, that there is jobs available, application strategy, good. I like that. My biggest takeaway so far is just everybody's reasons to do this. Okay, that's good. And I think it's really important to have that actual reason, Louise, like having a reason to actually be doing what you're doing, like making sure that you know your why. Why do you want to do this? Okay. Not overloading with too many rushed applications. Okay, good. Imagine 6 months from now, you've already started your first online teaching job, you've landed it, you've been working at it for a couple of months. How would your life change? Would it mean extra income? Would it mean more freedom? Would it mean more time with your family? Would it mean a new career? Like, how do you think your life will change in 6 months' time? Once you've landed your first teaching job and 6 months from then, like, how do you think your life might have changed a bit? Like, picture it, imagine it. What will your life be like after you land your first teaching job? Okay, Keisha says more freedom, 100%. And I think that's what I really enjoy about online teaching as well, is having that freedom. A new career and financial stability. Good. More time with my family and a new career. I like that. A new career and more freedom. A new career and financial dependency. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, so you guys picture it like this is what is possible with doing it. Okay, all of them. Okay, good. Being able to be at home, personal growth, meeting new people and experience new cultures. Timbek, I really like that about teaching online as well, like meeting new people, meeting the new cultures, like getting to know all those things. Like you learn so much about different cultures. I mostly teach Chinese students. So like I've learned so much about the Chinese culture that I know their festivals now. I know the kind of foods they eat. I even know like what kind of times of the day they eat their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like those kind of things. Like you get to know a culture like really well when you're working with it, and when you're working with them all the time, like you know what to say. Like you get to be involved in other people's lives and learn so much about them, and it's really great. Louise says, hopefully a changed life for the better. Right now, it's the patience to be booked. Okay. I only had one trial lesson yesterday and nothing yet again. Okay. Just keep holding thumbs. Okay. It's going to come. An income with opportunities to travel. I like that. That sounds good. The truth about getting hired. Like getting hired it isn't about luck. It's about building an application that answers one question. And that question is, why should we hire you? Like you want to look at your application and look and see, okay, this is my application. Is this company going to hire me? Is it good enough for someone to hire me? Like you have to make sure that your application, your CV, your introduction video, your cover letter, it answers that question. Why should we hire you? Every part of your application needs to answer that question. So like you need to go to your CV and look at your CV and say, does it answer this question? Does it answer that they should hire me? I'm looking at my introduction video. Does it answer the question? Should they hire me? Like, how does it look to someone else? Would you hire yourself if you looked at those things? Okay, so just remember, so like go through all your things and don't do rushed applications. Like go through your application and think afterwards when you're looking at your application. Okay, this is my application. I'm going to submit this application now. Are they going to hire me? Like, is this good enough? Should they hire me from what I've put in here and from the effort that I've done? Okay. Okay, the complete application. Okay, so a strong application has, sorry, I just want to let someone else in. See, someone didn't get it. Okay, I think everyone's in now. Okay, the complete application. A strong application has 6 pieces. Okay, it has a professional mindset, it has a strong CV, has a great profile, has a confident introduction video, it has smart application strategies, and it has persistence. Okay, consistency, persistence. Okay, if one piece is weak, Ramona, you don't have sound. Maybe go out and come back in. I just want to tap here. Go out and come back in and connect to your sound. Sorry, I just want to answer this quickly. Juliet, you haven't missed out a lot. We've kind of just started, okay? We've just been going through what we've done so far. So you haven't missed too much yet. Okay. So what I was saying is these are the 6 things: professional mindset, strong CV, great profile, confident introduction video, smart application strategy, and persistence. And if you take one part out of it and it's weak, your whole application becomes weaker. So you need to make sure that all of these parts go together. All of these parts are strong to make your application successful. Okay, so let's look at piece 1. Piece 1 is your actual mindset. Before you even send an application, ask yourself, am I treating this like a real job? Have I checked my application for spelling mistakes? Am I proud to send this application, or is this just another rushed one? Have I researched this company? Have I found out everything about it? Is this the company for me? Like, do I meet all the things that the company is asking in their description of the job? Do I meet those things? Or is this a company I want to work for? Like, I've researched it and looked and see, like, what is it like to work for this company? Are they good employers? Or how do they treat the teachers and the tutors that they have working for them? Make sure you research the company. Okay, so like, not right is I'll just send the same CV to everybody. Okay, I'm sending that generic CV out to everybody. But the way to go about this is I'll send the CV out. I'm going to spend 10 minutes tweaking it. I'm going to spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I'm going to tailor this application to meet the job description that I can see that they're looking for. Okay, I'm going to tailor this to the specific company. I've done my research. I've checked everything. I'm going to spend some time just making the CV work for this application that I'm busy doing. That extra 10 minutes can be the difference between being completely ignored when you send your application in or getting an interview. So it's definitely worth spending the time tailoring each application to meet the requirements of the job that you're applying for. So just spend that extra time and just make sure that you're checking spelling mistakes, that you're checking everything, and everything is in that they're asking you for. It's going to make the difference between them checking your application out and actually looking at it and say, oh, I want this teacher. I want to interview you. Okay, Ramona, that's a good thing to remember. Okay, like especially when you have your students as well, and your students don't have sound. Like the first thing you can try is say, go out, come back in. Like often that does like sort it out. Especially with classing and Zoom, that often works really well. Okay. Your CV, like we've said, it mustn't be your life story. We're not like listing everything from when we left school, like 20, 30, 40 years later. It's all on my CV, okay? It's not your life story, okay? It's a marketing document. That's what you got to look at it. Your CV is a marketing document. Its job is very simple. The CV has a job to do. Its job is to get you an interview. That's what the CV is there for. The recruiter should be able to answer these questions in 30 seconds by looking at it and in 30 seconds saying, who are you? Can you teach? Are you a professional? Why should I interview you? Okay, you need to see, like, does my CV answer these questions? And can somebody look at it in 30 seconds and answer those questions? Like, does that stand out? Can they scan through it and look and see, okay, I know who you are. I know you can teach. I know you sound professional. Let me interview you. Okay. Or if you're not answering those questions, you're not going to get that interview. So make sure that your CV is tailored to be a marketing document and that its job is there to get you an interview. That's how you got to look at your CV. It's not there to tell your life story. It's not there to say, I love walking on the beach and taking my dog for a walk and this is my hobbies. That's not what it's there for. It's there for a simple thing, and that's to get you that interview. Okay, so, and then you need to make sure that you have a really strong summary on your CV. Like a weak summary is, I'm looking for an online teaching position where I can gain experience. Okay, that doesn't tell the recruiter anything. Okay, it doesn't tell them anything. It doesn't tell them like why they should employ you or why they should invite you back for an interview. Okay, whereas a strong summary yes, okay, Louise, that's what you're picking out, the most important things that are relevant. Okay, and there is a specific format that you would put in for your CV. Okay, and then a strong summary is something like, I'm a TEFL certified teacher. I'm passionate about creating engaging online English lessons. I've got strong communication skills, excellent with children and adults, committed to helping students build confidence. Okay, like you can see the difference between, and these are actually taken from people's CVs. I've taken these as examples. Like you can see, like which one do you think they're going to interview? They're not going to interview the person that says, I'm looking for an online teaching position where I can gain experience. Okay, and they're not going to interview that person. But somebody that comes and says, I'm a TEFL certified teacher. I'm passionate about creating engaging online lessons. I've got strong communication skills, excellent with children and adults, and I'm committed to helping children or students build confidence. Okay, that's definitely going to get you the interview. Okay, so piece number 3 is your profile. So a lot of companies don't just stop at your CV. They also want to look at your actual profile. They want to look and see, what does your photo look like? Okay, we spoke about photos yesterday, like how to take a professional photo. They want to look at your bio. They want to look at your personality. They want to look at how you communicate. Like these 4 things are like really important. And a lot of companies go for this kind of thing, especially like if you're going to be teaching on Preply, Amazing Talker, these kind of things are really, really, really important. Okay, so let's look at teacher A has a professional headshot and a friendly bio. But teacher B has a cropped holiday selfie and 1 sentence. Who do you think they're going to trust faster? Who do you think they're going to look at and say, oh, this one is good. This one, I'm not quite sure about. She hasn't taken much time to do this. Teacher A, okay. Okay, it's all about just taking that effort in the beginning and putting that extra time in with everything that you do to build this application so that you get invited for that interview. Okay, so start working on those photos as well. Like the photos form part of your application, so it's important to have a really good photo as well. And then you've done your photo, you've got it, it's ready to go. Okay, piece number 4 is your intro video. Like think about your introduction video as like an audition, like when you're going, like say you were going to a theater, you're going somewhere to go and take part in a show. Okay, the same thing. It's like an audition. You're showing companies like what are you going to be like with the students, because they're not going to see you in person, so they need to see something about you. And I tell you, like my introduction video is being viewed so many times because it's on my profile at Amazing Talker, and every time somebody goes onto my profile, they watch my introduction video. And I need to update it, but I haven't updated it because it does so well that I've kind of left it as it is on there. But it is your audition. It's how people see you. It's what you're showing to the company, the first bit they hear you speaking. That's how they're going to hear you speaking. They want to know, like, what are you going to be like with the students, whether you can communicate clearly. What does your accent sound like? Like, how do you sound when you talk? Can they clearly hear what you're saying? Or do you speak too fast? Do you swallow your words? They want to hear whether you are engaging. And a good introduction video doesn't need expensive equipment. You don't need expensive equipment to do it, okay? But it does need you to have energy. It needs you to have eye contact. It needs you to have good lighting, a smile, and to be confident. Okay, and you're going to get that confidence by practicing it. Okay, writing, like we said yesterday, first do your script, write your script, tweak your script, then practice your script, then film a practice one, and then do your final one. And make sure that you have all of these things: your energy, your eye contact, good lighting, a smile, and confidence. Okay, so let's look at some examples again. Okay, so teacher A reads every word from a script. She's got no expression. She looks down constantly. Okay, I had someone send me, like, when I was still doing interviewing and stuff, that you could clearly see on the introduction video that they were reading off the script, okay, and because they kept not looking at the camera, they kept looking to the side. It was almost like they put the paper up on the side and they were like reading the script as they were going on, and like they never obviously checked their video afterwards to see that like they're not actually even looking directly at the camera. They were looking to the side the whole time, so you could see that they were definitely reading it. And then when you read it, you don't sound natural either. I guess you don't have expression, and some people look down constantly. If maybe they're reading this from a piece of paper that's in front of them, so like then your paper would be down here, so you would be reading and then like going up and reading and going up. Okay, I guess you could do something like that if you were going to use an editing tool afterwards. Like you could look down and think about what you wanted to say. If you wanted to look at your notes, then look up, say what you wanted to say, and then carry on. And then you would have to edit out all those bits afterwards to make it sound really smooth, if you can't just talk without looking at your script. Okay, but teacher B has practiced and knows the key points. She or he smiles, speaks naturally, and looks into the camera. So who do you think the company is going to trust with their students? They're going to trust somebody that doesn't spend the time learning or being able to speak without a script, or they're going to look at somebody that speaks naturally, looks in the camera, smiles, and looks confident. Okay, so definitely teacher B, right? This teacher B, she's going to be ahead of teacher A, and so the chances are teacher A isn't even going to get an interview, because they're going to just say, this teacher's not going to be right for our company. Okay, and then we spoke about application strategy yesterday, but it really does form an important part. Okay, so let's look and compare the two teachers again. We've got teacher A and we've got teacher B. Teacher A applies to 10 companies, uses exactly the same CV without changing anything, never follows up with any of the companies, gives up after 2 weeks because she's like lost interest or feels demotivated because she hasn't heard anything back from anyone. But teacher B researches every single company, adjusts the application, keeps an application tracker, and improves after every rejection. Which teacher do you think has a better chance? Okay, we're coming up with teacher B here again. And I think, like teacher B, it might be harder to do what teacher B is doing. Because, right, it's like probably going to be easy just to apply to random 10 companies and just send in your CV to whoever, and not follow up. Like you probably, like a lot of people sometimes don't even remember who they've applied to or what companies they've applied to, because they've applied to so many different places. They're just sending out those applications. Okay, but teacher B is going to take more time because she has to say, okay, I want to apply to NovaKids. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to research and look up Nova Kids, look and see what do they stand for, like what are they looking for in a teacher, like how much do they pay. Okay, and then they adjust their application according to that and keep an application tracker. And if they get rejected by a company, it sucks. It's not nice, is it? Like, it doesn't feel good. But you got to just turn that into a positive and think, okay, I'm using this for a learning experience, so I can put down everything that they've said to me and I can use it to better my chances for next time. Louise says, I've heard of teachers who have used an app on their phone that puts your script on the screen and lets it roll while you read and record it. And obviously that could work, but then you mustn't look like you're reading. Like, I think even if you were doing that, Louise, like, you still need to know your script. Like, you would want to just maybe look at it, like maybe for your pointers, or just have points, not your whole script. Like, maybe you could just have like pointers on there, because otherwise it's still going to look like you're reading it. But if you've practiced it a lot, you could maybe just do it as pointers. And I mean, there are, like, if you use that app that I was telling you guys about, that editing app, Descript, don't forget to write it down. You can go in and you can go and edit your video. You can take out things that don't work. Like, you could, I guess you could read, like, you could, like, if you really were struggling. Okay, teleprompter, Juliet says she uses it when she practicing her script. Big View is an app I've heard of. Like, Louise, what you could also do is, like, you could have your main points and you could look down. I don't know about Chipmunk, I haven't used that before, but I like Descript because it's a really easy editing tool, and because it's got the AI feature in it as well, that you can say to it, take out the ums, take out the r's, take out all of those things. It takes out the gaps that you have. Like, you just literally say to it, take out this, take out that, look for those. Okay, so you don't have to physically go and edit all those things. It's so much quicker. And it takes out that gap at the beginning of your video, takes out the gap at the end of your video, and then obviously you can add all the other things in that you want to add in. So it's a really good app. So you could have a script, and if you really were struggling and if you really can't remember your thing, you could, like, read it and then put it down and talk and just carry on with your video, then read it again and then talk. I mean, people do that when they film their YouTube videos. Then you could go in and then you could go in and you could then take out your gaps and cut it and use it. That's why I've just said to you, you can use the script, not CapCut. Okay, it's way better than CapCut. Okay, because you can make a green screen and you can take out your background in the script as well, and you can put in a different background as well, like a different photo background. But I wouldn't use a green screen, because like I'm using a background filter now. Like, you can see your hand disappears and stuff like that. So that's definitely not ideal for your introduction video. They probably, like, a lot of the time, if it's for a kid's place, it's nice to have a bit of your whatever your background's going to be that you're teaching in your teaching room as well. Like, they can say, oh, that she's got a really friendly background as well. Okay, but if you're going for adults, then obviously just a plain wall is fine. A bookshelf with a plant on it, or with some books on, a map of the world. Like, you can have anything like that on it too. Okay, but be careful of green screens and stuff when you're busy filming, of using them, because like when you disappear, like some part of your body disappears into those green screens as well. And that's definitely not ideal for an introduction video. Okay. I think CapCut, like, wants you to pay for the app now as well. Like the paid app gives you a lot more than the free app. So that's why, like, if you can find something else that you can use, and that's why the script will give you enough to be able to do that editing with the free stuff that you have with it. And if you don't have enough, just sign up again with a different email address. Okay. Piece number 6. With a plain wall with one wall plug be a problem? No, that will be fine. Yeah, but the script, you don't have to like subscribe when you're doing it. I mean, you have to give your email address. So obviously it tracks your email address. And so your account is related to your email address. So it will only give you those free ones. Once it runs out, it won't let you do anything. Like you can't transcribe your thing unless you join the paid program, but then you're just not going to do that. So you're just purely going to use it to edit this video. Okay, so let's look at piece number 6, and that is persistence. Okay, rejection is part of the process. It really is. Even experienced teachers here know, okay, every now and then. So, but the difference is successful teachers say, like, what can I do to improve? Like, what's my feedback? Like, what can I do? What can I take to make this work? Instead of saying, okay, that's it. I'm giving up. I'm never doing this again. A lot of people can't take rejection. So they just give up after 1 or 2 rejections and think, okay, this isn't for me. I'm not going to go through this again. But you kind of have to push through that, and you just got to think about the rejection as part of the process and a part of getting the job and getting hired. Okay, so like I thought about like what are the most common things I see when I review people's applications, like CVs that don't sell strength. It's really important to like let your strength come through in your CV. Introduction videos that sound like it's rehearsed, like you're reading it off of a script. Profiles with no personality. Applications sent with spelling mistakes. I see that so much, like grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes. Like you really have to check your applications for that. Okay, so Louise, this is really true. Like talking of persistence, years ago I applied at only one place, and when they told me I sounded too Afrikaans, I left it there and never applied again until now. Okay, that's it. You got to persevere. Like, and the right thing is going to come up for you. The right fit is going to come up for you. Okay, and then teachers that just apply to 1 or 2 places and think, okay, I'm going to get into this first place I applied to or the second place, but maybe you won't. Okay, and you got to keep on applying, like, but being strategic about it, not just haphazardly applying to all the different places like we've been talking about. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Here's an activity for you to do. I've been talking a lot here. Okay, imagine, and if you're watching the replay, you can do this and put it on the in the comments too. Imagine you are the recruiter. You receive 100 applications for this job. You only have 2 hours available to you. What would make you stop and look more closely? Okay, list the things that you think would make you stop and look more closely. Okay, you have 100 applications. You only have 2 hours to find some people to interview. What's going to make you stop and look more closely at that application? Because you definitely have to get it down from 100. I actually had a policy sent to me yesterday and it's riddled with spelling mistakes. Okay, here's your activity you can do now. Okay, Marissa says TEFL certified, personality, enthusiasm. Okay, those are the 3 things she would look for. Anyone else? What would make you stop and look more closely at an application? Okay, so like this is the whole application, right? Like your introduction video, your CV, like the whole package. Profile picture, certificates, bio, skills. Good, I like that. Level of commitment and dedication, profile, energy, positive attitude, qualifications, experience, passion, presentation, and format. I think format's really important in Mecca. Which application draws the eye that fits the profile you are looking for? I know you still don't want to look through a whole, they still won't look through all 100. So what's going to make them stop and take a closer look? TEFL certified, professionalism. Okay, they can definitely take the TEFL, right? And they can separate the ones that have the TEFL certificate and the ones that don't. So that's going to whittle it down already, because maybe some people applied that aren't TEFL certified. Okay, and definitely if your format is out, or if you've got like a 6-page CV, you're going to be put onto the side as well. Okay, good. Okay, so I've said applications that are short and to the point, strong summary and presentation, nice. Okay, so I've said a clean layout, a professional summary at the end, a friendly photo, clear communication, and showing your confidence. Okay, those are just some ideas. Good, you all came up with really good things though. Okay, and I definitely think that layout makes a difference, because that's what's going to catch their eyes. If everything's all over the place or everything's bunched together, the font is too small in your CV, like they're not going to even look at that. Okay, so like definitely your format is really important. Okay, so let's think about what can you improve like this week. Okay, like we only have a couple more days of this week left. Like what could you improve this week? Choose one area that you can work on. Are you going to improve your CV? Are you going to improve your profile, your introduction video, your application strategy, your confidence? Type your answer. Okay, we've got application strategy, CV. Susanna says CV. Ramona says CV. Wendile says profile, introduction video and profile. Application strategy, good. Profile, application strategy, confidence, and introduction video. Nice, Juliet. Application strategy, profile, introduction video. Okay, those are 3 things. Okay, good. And it's good, like you think, okay, I'm going to get this sorted first, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Okay, so one of my tips I always say to people is like, don't be perfect. Don't try and be a perfect teacher. Like, don't try and become perfect, but become the teacher that keeps on improving, like as you go along. And it's good to always try and make progress, because progress always beats perfection every single time. Okay, just making that progress, just getting started, just doing something, that makes all the difference. It really, like, you don't need to be perfect. Like, the companies are not looking for somebody that's perfect. Okay, they're looking for someone that's going to fit in with their company, and just to make some progress in different areas, that is going to definitely beat perfection every single time. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to make progress. You need to get started. Yes, Spirit, so there's always room to grow. Okay. So like over the last 3 days, I've shown you like what companies are looking for and what a strong application should include. But knowing what to do and actually doing it are 2 different things. And that's why I've got these other workshops that are coming up next week. So I'm going to be running them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. So it's kind of taking all of this and then actually practically doing all of the things. So you have 2 different options that we're going to be doing depending on where you are in your journey. So I'm just going to give you those things. Okay, so option 1, which will run on Tuesday next week, and that's a CV workshop. This is perfect if your biggest challenge is creating a professional CV. Okay, so this is like what we're going to be doing together. We're actually going to create the CV. Okay, if this workshop is you're going to build a CV recruiters actually read. Like you're going to learn how to structure your CV for online teaching, what information to include and what to leave out. We're going to look at how to write a strong professional summary, using keywords that online teaching companies look for. We're going to also look at how to highlight transferable skills. Like even if you've never taught before, we're going to look at what you can use in your CV. Like what are you able to use as a transferable skill, so that shows that you have that skill and that experience. Okay, you're also going to get professional, with this workshop, you'll get professional CV templates, editable examples, CV checklist, replay access, which will be loaded, and live review of your CV with personalized feedback. Okay, so are you going to send me your CV? I'm going to go through your CV and I'm going to give you your personalized feedback on what you need to change, and we'll go backwards and forwards until we are happy with your CV. Okay, so you're going to leave the workshop with a CV that's ready to submit. Okay, so that's day 1. Okay, and the first workshop. Sorry, I just want to let a person in. I've done it. Okay, and then option number 2 is it's the Get Hired Faster workshop. This is for teachers who want support with both their CVs and their introduction video. So you'll have Tuesday's CV workshop, okay, plus you'll have Wednesday and Thursday's workshop. So you'll have 3 days instead of just 1 day. So Tuesday will be build your CV, day 1. We will work together to improve your layout, strengthen your summary, rewrite experience sections, add teaching keywords, and prepare your CV for application. Okay, so that's on day 1, like we went there. So you're going to get that workshop. On day 2, we're going to look at creating an introduction video that gets attention. Okay, so we're going to cover what you're going to say, like exactly what to say, how to sound natural, camera confidence, looking at lighting and background, and common mistakes to avoid. Okay, you're even going to receive a script template to help you to get started. Okay, that's day 2. And day 3 is, this is where we put everything together. You're going to submit your video. I will review it, or your script first. You'll submit your script. I'll review it. We'll improve it. We're going to look at confidence, delivery, energy, structure, first impressions. Okay. And then you'll leave knowing exactly what to change before you apply. Okay. So live reviews with that. So basically the 3 days is getting your CV sorted, getting your introduction video sorted with the feedback, and help with that. Okay, so the bonuses are, I always give bonuses. Okay, the company, you're going to get a company application master list. There's 384 companies and platforms on that master list. Obviously, the replay access that you'll have for as long as you want it. The templates that are going to be loaded in there, and the checklists. Okay, so those are the bonuses that you get for free. And then this is how much it cost. Okay, so in the dollars is $9. Okay, so whatever the exchange rate is, but we'll just say today, like, is $149. I'll look today. So that's today's price in rands, and for the 3 days is 362 rand. Okay, so the 362 rand includes the CV workshop and the introduction workshop, but the 149 rand just includes just your CV, okay, and your CV review. Okay, so I think this is my last slide. Knowledge gives you direction, like action creates results. These workshops are where you like turn everything you've learned this week into an application that you're doing next week. Okay, so that's where you've taken everything that you've learned this week and you can take it into next week, and we put everything together and we make sure that you've got your application is ready to get to go. Okay, we're going to look at your CV, we're going to look at your introduction video, and you're going to be ready to go. Okay. And let's go out of this. Okay, so I think everybody, all of you are now. I want to take your screenshot for your bonuses. Well done to all of you. That's cameras are open, by the way. Good job there. Well done. Well done to all of you that have been attending every day. I'm going to, for those of you that want to join next week's workshop, I'm going to give you you can send me a WhatsApp and I'll send you all the details. My WhatsApp number is, okay. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're here, that's the most important thing, Marissa. Okay, so if you are wanting to join that workshop, send me a WhatsApp, send me an email, and I'll give you all the details on how you can go about it and how you can all get started. But good luck, everybody, with your applications and with getting hired. And thanks so much for joining our 3-day workshop. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping some of you join next week because it will be nice to work personally with all of you. And I will see you all next time. So good job and have a wonderful weekend, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.